Why does your body overreact to harmless things? Now, we might have heard people saying that they are allergic to peanuts, beans, prawns, pollens, or dust, but these things are harmless things. Some of them are even edible things. Then why do allergic people get sick when they eat them? What makes them allergic to this specific food, and how does this allergy actually works? So as we know, allergy is a type of type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. So why does this allergic reaction only occur to some people but not everyone? It is because some people are genetically born with hyperactive immune response and so they produce more immunoglobulin E. So what does this type 1 hypersensitivity reaction mean? It is an immediate hypersensitivity reaction which occurs due to IgE mediated degranulation of mast cell and basophil and substance like histamine serotonin releases that leads to this reaction. So how does this allergic reaction occur? It usually occurs in two phases. First is sensitization phase, in which there is first exposure with the allergens. Here, as the allergens are introduced in the body, then they act as antigen and they are taken up by antigen presenting cells like macrophage, and it processes and presents it to the helper T cell which stimulates the B cell and forms plasma cell. Now, plasma cell produces immunoglobulin E, which fixes with the mast cell and basophil on their surface. This phase is known as sensitization phase. Now, during second exposure, allergens react with the immunoglobulin E, which is bound to the cell surface, and immunoglobulin E causes the degranulation of the mast cell and basophil, and the mediators are released like histamine and serotonin. Here, what happens is immunoglobulin E, which is bound to the cell surface of the mast cell, causes the breakdown of the mast cell and release histamine and serotonin, which are responsible for causing vasodilation, bronchoconstriction, and glandular secretion, which eventually leads to symptoms like itching, sneezing, coughing, etc. So, in short, we can say that some people are genetically born with hyperactive immune response, due to which, during their first exposure to the allergens, it can be anything like peanuts, beans, prawns, pollens, dust, they get sensitized. Sensitized means immunoglobulin E binds to the cell surface of the mast cell and basophil. So, during their second exposure, the antigen and antibody reaction occurs and immunoglobulin E causes the breakdown of the mast cell. And mast cell releases histamine and serotonin, which is responsible for the vasodilation, bronchoconstriction, and glandular secretion, which eventually leads to signs and symptoms like itching, sneezing, coughing, etc. And that's how the allergic reaction occurs.